So, ladies and gentlemen, Season 5 has now been out for a couple weeks, so I decided to finally show you my best Season 5 controller settings. Again, I really won't be going into depth into each of my settings, but I will be showing you everything that I'm running. Just again, so you guys know, I am playing with a regular PlayStation 5 controller, and the only thing I have on it are control freaks, and as well, I'm playing on a PlayStation 5. So if we go into the controller options, for the BR button layout, I do play in tactical flipped. Now, tactical just means that I melee with the R3, and I crouch with the R3, and I melee with circle. Now, you could play the bumper jumper, which means that you can like aim and jump and crouch everything while still maintaining both of your thumbs, but I just never really got used to it, so I play tactical. And then flipped is just on the top right hand corner. As you guys can see, there's square flips L1 and L2 and R1 and R2. So basically I do my aiming with L1 and I shoot with R1. And for the stick layout preset, I go default, invert vertical look default. And then for the Deadzone, remember that this is specific for each person's controller. Do not copy my Deadzone. Pretty easy to figure out. All you got to do is go into your game, set 20/20 sensitivity, and then when your controller stops moving by itself, that is the Deadzone that you have. And for my sensitivity, I do like running 9:9. I've been at this sensitivity for quite a while now, and I think it's my baby. It is my one and only, and I love it. And then for the ADS sensitivity, which I just made a video about it recently, that I believe is one of the most important things, I do run 0.60 on my low zoom and then 0.73. A lot of people were asking why my high zoom is a little bit higher than my low zoom, and it's because I like to play my sniper, so I still like to be precise with my snipers, right? And I move my sniping very, very slowly, but the higher ADS on my sniper allows me to make the flicks when I have to make the flicks. And then for the aim response curve type, I did try linear, but I do believe linear is more for like the lower zoom, like 4.4, 5.5, something like that. But I have been playing with dynamic, and honestly, my aim, it really hasn't been better than what it has been right now. And we got kicked, so we got to jump back in. But yeah, I have been aiming pretty good with dynamic in these settings. I mean, I've been on point with my sniping, so there's no reason to change it for me. Again, that should be something for you. Like if you're sniping and you're aiming really good right now, then don't try something else, right? If it's working for you, don't fix what's not broken. And then a lot of people blame me for this, but I do like controller vibration on. I don't know why, but if I don't have vibration, like I'm like, yo, there's something wrong with my controller. Like what? It's not doing something. Again, it's not like you have an earthquake in your screen, but I do like it. And then for the aim assist, I did use like focusing for a really long time, but now I did switch to standard. And again, if you're just starting to snipe and you want to practice, then go ahead and use focusing. Then once you're a lot better, switch to standard. And then for my weapon mount, it's ADS plus melee. And all these, I'm pretty sure not really usable. Oh, actually, somebody did know this, but I remember where it was. I think it was my man Fix It. He was like, yo, how do you pick up stuff so quick? So yeah, in your use reload behavior, just put tap to use, which just means that if you just tap square, you'll pick up the thing. But remember, again, if you tap to square, you'll jump in and out of helicopters or in and out of vehicles. So just do be aware that you don't have to hold to get out of vehicles, which at the beginning can be kind of confusing, and you can exit many unintentional helicopters that you didn't want. And then for the armor play behavior, I used to play apply 1, but now I do apply all, and that's the one I've been running, and I like it. Slide behavior, hold, auto move forward, disabled, auto attack. I do play an automatic sprint, and I do like the auto attack sprint. Again, I made a video on this on how to perfect it, because I know sometimes like if you're playing with semi weapons or like shotguns, it could be a little bit harder to control. So just one of the basic tips is like if you're using a gallo or just any semi weapon, don't move forward towards your target, because then that's what will trigger that, like you're being stuck in that animation where you don't want to shoot and it don't want to run either. So all you got to do is either you move left to right, so you move sideways, or you move backwards. Those 3 ways you can do, and that will prevent you from going into that weird animation. And then the parachute auto deploy, I do have this enabled, and a lot of people don't have it enabled. I really don't see the reason why not to. I understand that you can open your parachute lower, but most of the times I open my parachute before I even reach there. Also, I prefer to have this on because sometimes like you're going for a bite, you're going for some water, and your teammates res you, and then because you don't have this on, you'll just smack against the ground and turn into a pancake and you're dead. So I like to have this on, honestly. And then for general, just for this season, I did bring down my brightness just a little bit, so it's at 48. Film grain at 0, but again, I've done various testing on this that it doesn't really affect you at all. Tooltips, again, you can have this enabled, don't really matter either. Subtitles disabled. disabled. I just feel they're an unnecessary part in your screen. And then for the colorblind, this is basically like the only thing you could change as far as a filter goes for your, if you're playing on console. Obviously, you know, you can change your monitor settings, but in game, this is the only thing you can change. And I have liked this one for a while. As you can see, it kind of like makes it more contrasty and redder. I don't know, I like it. And then just remember to put colorblind target for both word motion blur and weapon motion blur. Just remember to always have this disabled. And this was something that they also added, this on-demand texture streaming. So basically it's like while you're playing the game, it downloads stuff. And again, you can like limit this or unlimited, it doesn't really matter. As you guys can see here, it tells me like how much it's actually downloaded. I'm not exactly sure on how it works, like why some days it downloads more than other, if maybe I play more. Not exactly sure on how that works, but it's there, I guess. And then the minimap shape is squared, minimap rotation enabled, and then letters on your compass cardinal direction. And this also, there was like these, they also added this new text chat thing, like text, so you could like turn it on. So like, it's just like how long you want messages to appear on your screen. But I just have this off because, you know, it's annoying for people to be sending you messages. But if you actually wanted it, you could actually choose like how long you want the messages to stay on your screen now. That's pretty cool now. So if you'd like that, you can change all these things, and you could actually like get an alert when somebody messages you, which is pretty cool. So you basically have like a WhatsApp iMessages on your thing now. And then again here, you can just disable all this. Don't really matter. We obviously want to see when they have profanity in the chat. Although I don't know why this is disabled, because even if you write some profanity, like it'll just completely disable it. So I guess it's like actually enabled just by default, but they let you think though. And then we'd like to have this so enabled. And then for the audio, this one just does depend on your headphone. When I had Turtle Beaches, I played in boost low, but now that I have HyperX, I do feel that HyperX is better for boost high. It just depends. So like some headphones preset come lower or some come higher, so this just depends. Either try boost high or boost low, but you can check in the top left hand corner, like if I press square here, let's go, Sergeant. You'll start hearing like audio things and shooting and walking, and this will help you decide like which one's better for you. So it's a pretty cool test that you can do. And then for the master volume, I always have this at 100. Dialogue volume, I have this a little bit lower. Effects volume, this effects is the most important one. It's basically everything that goes in the game, like the plating of enemies, the sounds and footsteps and all that is on effects, so you always want to have that at 100. And then I do like the Modern Warfare sound effects, so I just have that one. And then the voice chat, this is my voice chat right here. This is something pretty cool that you can have, like if people are screaming and they're just like really loud in your voice chat, you can actually change some of these, and they're actually pretty cool. Or they give you like that in feel that you're actually talking through radio, and it's actually pretty cool. And then if you're a streamer and you don't want to listen to the tracks of the other players so you don't get copyrighted, just always disable this and then just turn your volume all the way down. And that's basically everything that I got for you guys. Let me know what settings are different from mine that you guys like a little bit better in the comment section. Peace out, everybody. I'll see you on the next one.